Great Sunday evening. We are at the closing of the third day of 2021. To God be the glory. And we're in the closing chapter of the first book of the Holy Bible. Yep, the 50th chapter. And just looking back on Genesis, wow, all 50 of them, you saw such a range of emotions, from fear, when you remember there were a few men who lied saying, you know what, say you're my sister, you're so fine, to doubt, to remember when Sarah laughed, like, how can I have a child, to so many episodes of jealousy. Remember Cain killing Abel, and the strife between Jacob and Esau, and of course with Joseph's brothers, how they did him dirty. But it all came full circle. And in the 20th verse of chapter 50 of Genesis, one of my favorite verses, when we even are tempted to hold on to negative emotions when people have done us wrong, always remember this. Because Joseph was able to live to be 110 years old, and he was able to see his grandchildren. Ephraim had kids, and Manasseh had children. And they said that he was able to bring these grandchildren on his knee and enjoy them. But I believe it's because of the way Joseph handled that type of crazy circumstances. It says that, yeah, y'all thought that y'all were doing something, bad in my life or evil, but God meant it unto good, right? For the saving of the people, so that he could be glorified. So I don't know what you might be facing this new year, or you might be going back to a job or a situation or a home situation where there's a lot of strife or a lot of conflict or negativity. Entrust that situation to God. Give it to him. Surrender it to him. And know that he will use you in that very situation. Do you have anything to say prematurely or maturely or over maturely, Timotheus, about Genesis 50? No? Well, Proverbs 3, because we would have gone to the third chapter since this is the third day of January. And the first few verses of Proverbs 3, we know, trust the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to our own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. But the first few verses of Proverbs 3, as we're going into the situation where we're not sure what will happen, it says, my son, forget not my laws and instruction, but let thine heart keep my commandments. Just like I said, Joseph, but he lived to be over a century. And his dad, this was a chapter where they buried Jacob. And so many lived a long time. Well, the secret. And it's so funny. I was talking to someone today, and they were saying that their relative is 98 years old, and they just got their driver's license renewed in California. Yeah. That is not Chicago, but still, this person is still taking college classes. They're taking Tai Chi at 98, almost 100. Well, look, this is the secret. In verse 2, for length of days and long life and peace. We want to be able to die in peace and live in peace. And of course, eventually rest in peace. Shall they add to thee? Let thy mercy and truth be on you and in you. Forsake not them. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thine heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. And that's where we go into trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to your own understanding. All right, I'm going to pass it to my son and see what he has to say.
Third verse in Proverbs. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them on the table of thine heart. And I like those two nouns, mercy and truth.
Yes.
Because it takes compassion to show mercy to people, and compassion to tell the truth to people. Because Being a man of your word sometimes takes. It's not easy, but you want to be truthful, and also being merciful takes compassion as well, because sometimes you want to like, it's so easy to be angry at somebody or whatever, but it takes that compassion to show forgiveness and grace.
Amen. And we know that Joseph did that with his brothers, and what a wonderful way to end this rich chapter. God will be glorified when we show that type of grace to others and to ourselves. Go back in Genesis and you'll see that every emotion, everything is dealt with in life, and God will give us the proper response. Have a wonderful evening preparing for a new day, a new week, a new book, and know God has plans for us.